A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Films I Should Have Talked About Years Ago. And well, today we got ourselves another part of this marathon going, and it's fair to say, we're going to expect a lot of things to take place. Because let's just talk about another thing revolving around the Tremors films, known as Tremors 6, or as most sources would call it, Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell. So, Tremors: A Cold Day. Whether you want to call it by that, or you want to call it Tremors 6, as it is the 6th film in the series, it is in fact a sequel, just as you'd imagine. The sequel, of course, to Tremors 5, Bloodlines, and it basically is in fact something that does take place sometime after, rightfully so, because it was released 3 years after, in May 2018. It features the same director, Don Michael Paul, and it has a healthy time of 98 minutes, a box office of $1.4 million, and I guess the biggest thing to look out for would be the casting. Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy also make a comeback to reprise their roles in this film. Now, the main thing about this one in comparison to Tremors 5 is that, well, instead of the desert, it's the complete opposite, the Arctic, as it does take place in Canada, where a new set of graboids are out there causing terror. And it turns out that, well, we happen to see Burt Gummer make a return yet again, after basically getting rid of some tax officer inside of a store. But then, of course, we get the impression that apparently Gummer is needed for some more services out there in order to clear up any and all graboids and other such creatures that are associated with the grounds below throughout the entirety of Canada's providence. And of course, we cannot forget the fact that, well, the major twist to this film in comparison to all the others we've seen so far is that Gummer happens to have some sort of condition. It's a pretty nasty one too. One that, of course, would kill Gummer from the inside out. Unless, of course, an antidote is brought on. We also can't forget the fact that with many of the other characters taking place, a lot of the exciting action that happens, and, well, believe it or not, with so many other things taking place, it really does make you wonder, how long could the series itself go on for? Well, you know what? It apparently did go on as far to get a 7th film, which I actually will be talking about later, so stick around for that. But let's just go ahead and give this thing a scoring first, because for the merits that had come by with the return of our all-time director of the Tremors films, Don Michael Paul, for actors Michael Gross, Jamie Kennedy, and many others taking place to reprise their roles, and with the natural continuation and slow movement of the series that is still pressing onwards, I'd say it probably deserves no more than maybe a 5.6 out of 10. I don't entirely see a whole big reason why it needs to go on any further, but yet, believe it or not, Tremors 7, Shrieker Island, is something that I might as well go ahead and address, because I did get the chance to watch it. And I don't know about you, but there really aren't necessarily any kind of things that are worth doing just to keep a series going. But you know what? A 7th film is in fact in order. So let's just go ahead and just say Tremors 6 is average by any means. So average it's not really anything to worry about by this point. It was something that I did have to watch just so I could basically talk about it. But then I got to see Tremors 7, Shrieker Island. Well, you'll see later on. Until then, though, if you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.